Hey everybody, and welcome to part 5 in our donut series. Well, in this video we're going to do texturing and rendering. Okay everybody, well, welcome to part 5 in our Maya donut series. So we did quite a few things so far. In video number 1 we did some modeling. In video number 2 we did some sculpting where we added some detail. Video number 3 we created the sprinkles, and in video number 4 we did the initial light setup and render setup, right? So in this video it's time to texture. Now, whenever you texture a scene, it heavily depends on what you're texturing it for. Is it going to be for a game? Is it going to be for a movie? Is it going to be a still render? And so forth and so on. Now, in this scene, I'm going to use a combination of shaders and external textures. So I will be UVing parts of the scene. Others I will not, because those parts that will be fully covered with shaders should be fine, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply shaders to the floor, to the stand here, to the icing and the sprinkles, and I'm going to be UVing the dough, right? That's where we want some texture, that's where we want some structure. So let's get started with that. So I'm just going to close this guy down for a sec, so we're not being slowed down. I'm going to select this guy. And you could decide to remesh this, but it should be fine here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up and I'm going to go to UV. I'm going to open up the UV editor, and I got this, which is kind of useless, so we're not going to use that, right? So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go up to UV. Let's do an automatic projection, which will give us all of this stuff. I'm going to right click and go to UV shell, drag select all of it, then right click again and go to cut and sew and move and sew, and that will turn it into one big blob. Yep, there you go. Then I'm going to flip it around. I want to cut it in the back, right? So let's get in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit 6 on my keyboard to turn off that light, right? It's kind of annoying. Okay, so we're going to go in here and I'm going to right click at an edge, and I'm going to take one of these edges right here in the back, right? And then I'm going to go back to the right, and I'm going to right click and go to, and actually I only want the bottom part here, yeah. Right click and go to edge, double click on that guy, yeah. And then right click, go to cut and sew, and we're going to click on cut. Now as I do that, I now should be able to fold this open, right? So right click, go to UV shell, select it, right click, go to modify, and we're going to go to unfold, which will do exactly that, right? Now we have that, a couple of things that I can do. I'm going to right click, go to UV shell again, select it, right click, go to modify and layout to put it into my 0 to 1 space, like so. There you go. And then what I can do is go in here and kind of straighten this guy out a little bit, right? So I'm going to right click at an edge, and let me take this guy right here. And then I'm going to right click and go to modify, and I'm going to select straighten border, right? And that's what it will do. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I still got this guy selected right there, yeah. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to modify, and we're going to go into straighten shell. There you go. Okay, looking a lot better. Now I need to position it one more time, so UV shell, let's go to modify and layout, and I might want to rotate this guy a little bit in a sec, but we'll see. But for now it's okay. Let's hit W and move it over to the middle a little bit. Alright, and now I'm going to introduce my texture. So I'm going to right click on this guy, object mode, right click again, assign new material. Let's go into Arnold shader, take a standard surface shader. Alright, then I'm going to go in here to the color node, and I'm going to click on the little checkered box right there, select a file, go into this folder right here, And then this is not spelled wrong. This is just donut spelled in Dutch. Yeah. And we're going to go in here, and that's a texture that I created in Photoshop. So we're going to go in here and have a look, see if there's any funky business going on, but I don't think so. I think it looks okay. And yeah, that looks fine. And then you can go in here and tweak that if you like, but I think it looks okay. What I will do is I will go into this guy right here. Let's select it. And here you can decide whether you want to rotate this or not. So you can go in here, UV shell. I can hit E to rotate that and flip it around. Let's have a look. I think that looks pretty cool. And then of course we want to have a little texture going on there, right? So I'm going to select this guy again. Let's minimize that. And what we're going to do is we're going to apply a texture. So we're going to hit Control A to open up the Adbit editor. We're going to go in here. Let me just go into Edit, Delete by Type History. We're going to go in here to this guy. And then we're going to go up and we're going to select this right here. And that will allow us to go to Displacement Material, right? Hit the checkered box, again, File, and we're going to go into the File node here, Folder, and this is the displacement map I created. Click on Open, and then what I want to do is go in here to Arnold Render, and let's give that a sec to update. And as you can see, the bump is way off. So let's tweak that a little bit. Let's do negative 0.1. And that's still a lot, I would say. Negative 0.02. Negative 0.1. Yeah, negative 0.1 is not too bad. Okay, so negative 0.1 is okay. I do want to address that sheen there. I don't want that to be as reflective, right? So let's see if we can deal with that. We're going to go with specularity. We can increase the roughness, and that will address that. I think that looks all right. Yeah, I think from a dough perspective, we're good. So let me just see if we can set that bookmark up again, the one that's been giving us a bit of grief last time. Yeah, I think that's fine. All right. So we're going to go to View, we're going to go to Bookmark, Edit Bookmark, and let's just call this Bookmark. Why not? Apply and close. There you go. So that's our dough. We're going to take our casing here and our backdrop. We're going to right-click, go to Assign New Material. Let's go to Arnold Shader, Standard Surface Shader again, which gives us a default white, and that's exactly what I want. I can go in and increase the roughness a little bit. It's a bit too shiny. That would work. Yeah, cool. Then for our icing, we need something that is pink-ish, and I pulled up these references. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a color from that guy, and how I do that is I select my icing, right-click, Assign New Material. We're going to go to a new Arnold shader, Standard Surface once again. We're going to go into the color. We're going to click on this box right here. And actually we're not, because we're not having an external file. We're going to click on the color right here. We're going to click on our color picker. And I'm going to move that over to my other screen and click on the color that I want. And it will take it right in there, as you can see. I think that looks pretty cool. Yep. And then the final task, which is kind of a tedious one, but I'll do that in time lapse so you guys don't get bored. I'm going to assign colors to our sprinkles, right? And let me just address that light back there because it's a bit too harsh on the top, right? So I'm just going to select that and just make sure I select my light and nothing else, just that, yeah. and hit W to move that down. And let me just move that down slightly. A little bit too much light going on the top there. Yeah, that's better. Let's go back to our bookmark. And this time it actually held. Yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, we're gonna do the sprinkles. I'll do that in time lapse so you guys don't have to watch me do all that, and then I'll be back in a sec. Okay guys, that's our sprinkles. Time to turn everything back on. We're gonna go to display, we're gonna go to show and all. Let's see if we still have our bookmark. And do we do? Yeah. Let's go in and do a quick render. And there you go. And yeah, now it's time to tweak our render, and then we are good to go, right? Okay, so we have our texture set up. Our lighting seems to be okay. Let's see if our bookmark is still holding up. View, bookmark, and bookmark. Yeah, still the same. Good, good. Right, so now it's time to look at our rendering settings, right? Now, before we dive into that, I know that Arnold Renderer is notorious for creating noise, and part of that is typically due to lighting. Now, I got 3 lights set up here, my main light, my fill light, and my hair light, and I have been looking at those, and I'll show you what I've done. Just gonna hit Control-A to open up the attribute editor. And what I want here is to have the samples that are by default set to 1, increase that to 5, right? So samples to 5, I did that on my fill light as well. I did that on my hair light as well, right? So make sure you got that done. And then we're gonna go into our render settings. Now, if I open that up and we start at the Common tab, let's see, the file output, I set that to EXR because I'm just going to do a screen render, and the reason why I set the EXR is because I'll need that later on to denoise, but I'll explain, right? Okay, other than that, let's see, I don't have any batch rendering going on, so not worried about that, not worried about frame range. I am going to render out my perspective, right? So I have the option here to choose camera 1 or whatnot. But I am in perspective right now, so I'm gonna leave that. Let's see, the image size, I want 4K in resolution 100 pixels, and this, I'm gonna leave that alone, right? Okay, the Arnold renderer itself, the camera, AA, set to 6. Let's see, adaptive sampling, I have that enabled, 20 and 0.015. Leave that alone, leave that alone. Ray depth, that's okay. I don't believe I changed anything there, but we'll leave that alone as well, right? Let's see, the system, I'm going to use my GPU for rendering. That's my card that I've selected, and we'll leave all of that alone. And then the AOVs, which is kind of important, that's where I get to go in and denoise. So I'm going to click on the denoiser right here, and then you have the optics denoiser, you have the Arnold denoiser, and I'm going to select that guy, and then here you can actually go in and this guy, sorry, and here you can go in and select passes that you want to address and where you want this to be applied, right? I'm not going to do that. So this will help us to denoise, right? Okay, so we're going to close that out. We're going to go to Arnold and render, right? And we're not there yet, so I'm just going to go up here. It says render IPR. I'm going to turn that off. You can see a whole lot of noise going on here. And what I want to do here is go to View, and under AOVs, instead of Beauty Pass, RGBA. So that's red, green, blue, and alpha, denoise. And this will have a tremendous effect on the render, trust me. right? So we got that all going. It says rendering interrupted. Let's see what happens right now. Hit play. Alright everybody, well there you have it. A perfectly noise-free render. Turned out quite okay, I think. And yeah, that concludes our 5-part series on the famous Blender Doughnut, but then in Maya. Once again, a huge thumbs up to Andrew at Blender Guru for making awesome videos. If you are a Blender modeler, then definitely check out his channel. And that said, thank you so much for sticking around. Thanks for your support, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.